Okay, I'm going to give everybody a chance to get in here before we start. And I'm going to continue setting up. So I need to make sure that you can see this. Viewer discretion is advised for this live stream. So if you have kids around you, I am going to be showing some photos that they may find disturbing. And the storyline may be a little disturbing for some younger individuals. And anyone that comes in, please let me know if you can hear me good and if there's the same noise that there was last time. Okay, I just got the notification, so. Let me see if I can make this smaller. I don't think I can. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not seeing any chat yet, so if you're here and you can let me know if you can hear me good or if it's making that same noise that it was last week. And please make sure you smash that like. Hi, Wendy. How are you? Hi, Florna. How does the audio sound? Is it okay? Sounds good. Okay, thank you. I was hoping that this week's would be better than last week's. I went back and listened, and I was horrified at how it sounded. Hi, Popcorn and M&Ms. Love that name. Thank you, Florna. Yeah, if you all would hit that like, share this out. And viewer discretion is advised for this live stream because I am going to be showing some photos, and the storyline may be disturbing to some younger viewers. It actually disturbed me a little bit, so it might be for some adults too. Hi, Sobe. I'm just going to let some more people get in here before we get started. And hopefully everybody has their coffee, because this is Coffee and Conversation with the Curious. Hi, Debbie. Love you, woman. I'm drinking some decaf coffee today because last week I had too much coffee. Okay, let me get this set up. You can't hardly see the full picture on there. I just want everybody to make sure they know that viewer discretion is advised. Hi, Joanne. How are you? Hi, Corbin. You got your coffee? All right. And you got a lot of them cool coffee cups, so. Hi, Living History Mysteries. I'm glad you were able to stop in too. Okay, Wendy, grab your coffee. If y'all will, please like and share. And so before we even get started, we're bringing the prayer back. I know the last couple of times I went live, I hadn't had the prayer list or anything with me, but we are starting that back. So I want to keep Cody and everyone's prayers, myself included, mostly for Cody. My mom and dad in your prayers always, and my oldest daughter Victoria, and also keep Layne and her boyfriend Sky and Danny in your prayers. April's mom and dad, Steph Layne, Kimberly Adair's brother, and also Kimberly Adair. Melissa and Patrick and their family, Shayna and Danny, um, and all of the friends and family of Ghost Mafia. Lots of prayers for them, and of course, we're all saddened by his loss. But I'm gonna go ahead and say a prayer real quick before we start, and then we'll get started on the story. Dear Heavenly Father, please hear our prayers for the sick members in our community and for all those in need. You know what those needs are. Show your mercy as you close wounds, cure illness, and make broken souls whole again. Thank you for the amazing people in this community who are constantly battling for those around them. Thank you for all the people you have put in our path. We thank you for all that you do and all that you are. In your name, amen. All right, everybody, grab your coffee, grab your soda, grab your alcoholic beverages. I mean, it is nighttime across the sea, so, some of you may not be drinking coffee right now. And with this story, you might need an alcoholic beverage. It's a pretty... this one got under my skin big time. So normally me and Cody are going to be the ones doing this, but we got to get a lot of things settled first before we start it. So we're just going to start out with this one. Oh, you can't drink coffee, Sobe? That's not good. Oh, how do you survive? Well, I could survive without coffee just as long as I had my Diet Dr. Pepper, but yeah, if I couldn't drink coffee at least a little bit, then it'd be crazy. Hi, Melissa. So I want to let everybody know that we're going to restart the pair games in July, but we're not going to be doing teams. So if you want to do the pair games, we're going to restart that in July. We're going to start back with Omar's challenge, just like before. The reason why we're not doing teams is because too many people were dependent on their teammate. And a lot of teammates had other things that they had to deal with. You're coffeeed out, living history mysteries. I don't believe that one bit. I think every time I see you, you have coffee. So pair games is restarting July. You don't have to have a partner. The family reunion, we're going to be discussing that next week on Thursday nights live. So make sure you're there if you want info about that. I want to give some special shout outs to the still one. Major shout out to you, Rich. We love you. Thank you. Melissa and Patrick, Cheryl with Courage, Teresa Lemons, Keith Grace, Debbie McWaters, Wendy Tuskia, George, Shayna's Cotopian Roadkill Review, Mads Entertainment, Player, or Renee, and Batrican and Jesse. These are all people that have donated to our GoFundMe or have bought a reading or did some sort of a donation. And I want to thank you all for the prayers and the encouragement that you're all giving us. It definitely means a lot. And also a huge shout out to my mom and dad because we wouldn't be making it without them right now. And they're very supportive and they're always helping us. And of course, shout out to my daughter Layne and Scott. So today we are going to be discussing Christa Pike. As you can see here, she is in this picture. This is Christa Pike. And right down here, I know it's hard to see on that. So viewer discretion is advised. The photos and storyline may be disturbing to some viewers. Also, I'm going to be reading the story. So if my moderators that are in here, Melissa, Florina, Debbie, if y'all could just let everybody know that I'll get to the chat when I can. I will try to say hi to people when they come in. But I'm not sure that I'll be able to. So, Debbie, I want you to make sure that I gave you a big shout out. Thank you so much for being there. So, Christa Pike, she earned her spot as Tennessee's only female death row inmate by stabbing and beating her classmate to death, then nearly executing an elaborate prison break. And she was also featured on a recent episode of the ID channel's Mean Girl Murders. So now Christa is 48 years old. She was convicted in 1995 for killing fellow Knoxville Job Corp computer programming student Colleen Slammer, who was 19 at the time. The murder was carried out because Pike believed Slammer wanted to steal her boyfriend. Pike was also the last person sentenced to death for a crime committed when they were 18 in the state. Hello, Yankee Kyle. So this is going to be kind of a gruesome story. So it is definitely, she's definitely a sadistic person. Pike was also the subject of a documentary called She Devil, which featured details of the gruesome killing in the episode on the ID channel. So make sure if y'all want to check those out, there's several documentaries about her. I've watched several of them, and each one of them just gets gorier and gorier. So those who knew Slammer denied that she ever had intentions with Pike's then boyfriend to drill ships. So what she did was absolutely uncalled for. But in the days leading up to luring Slimmer into the woods, according to reporting, Pike told Ship that the little WHORE has to be taught a lesson. Let me see. I need to get my other paper down here. Hang on just a sec, because I want y'all to hear her before story too. Because going back to when she was a child, this that I have here is mainly the newer story. So we're going to go back to her childhood first. Hello to anyone that's coming in that I haven't been able to say hi to. I'm glad you're here. Please like and share. So Christa Pike was born in 1976 to Carissa Hansen and Emil Glenn Pike in Beckley, West Virginia. Her parents had a tumultuous relationship. They were married for 2 years, then they divorced for a year after Hansen was found to be cheating. And then they remarried for another 2 years after Hansen attempted suicide. Both of them were frequently negligent. An aunt noted that infant Pike would be crawling around through piles of dog stool all over the house, and that Hansen wanted to keep partying when she received the news that the toddler was experiencing severe seizures. So her mother was out partying, and Christa was experiencing seizures. They called her mother, and her mother did not show up. She continued to party. So that's a bad mama. Pike's paternal grandmother would frequently help care for her. Pike believed she was the only one who ever loved her. When her grandmother died in 1988, Pike would make her first attempt at suicide at the age of 12, for which she received little support. Pike's living situation continued to be unstable throughout her teenage years, as she was both the recipient and perpetrator of violence. One of her mother's boyfriends punched her in the face. Criminal charges were filed, then settled. While staying with her father's new family, one of the younger half-sisters claimed to have been molested by Pike, causing her father to send her away. Pike additionally claimed that she had been sexually assaulted or molested at several points in time. Her friends and family doubt these occurrences were true because she was a pathological liar. In one incident, a man phoned claiming that he was going to rape her. In response, Pike and a friend beat him with a stick in a parking lot. Although she had been bright as a child, her unstable home life caused her to frequently change schools, causing her performance in schools to deteriorate. In 10th grade, when she was sent to juvenile facility for a year, that's where she became interested in the Job Corps, a government program aimed at helping low-income youth by offering vocational training and career skills. In the fall of 1994, Pike attended the now-closed Job Corps Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Pike began dating a man a year her junior, so she was, I believe, 18 and he was 17. And his name was Daryl Ship. Together they developed an interest in the occult and devil worship. So there were several students on this campus that were into Satanism. They were having rituals and all kinds of other stuff. So Christa became very jealous of Colleen Schlemmer. And the reason why she became jealous is she found out that before she started at that school, that Daryl had a crush on Colleen. never once did Colleen say she had a crush on Daryl. It was the other way around. He was crushing on her until Christa came to the school, and then he started dating her and forgot all about Colleen. Pike could not stand Colleen. She would make fun of her. She would call her names. She would bump into her in the hallway. Hi, Teresa. She tried to make her life miserable because she thought in her mind that Colleen wanted to Daryl. And Colleen did not. Let's see. On January 12th, 1995, Pike, along with Ship and a friend, Shadola Peterson, signed out of their dormitory and lured Slammer with the intent that they wanted to apologize to her and they were going to go smoke marijuana. Hi, Sandra. So, Colleen thought this was true, that they actually really did want to make amends, and they were just going to go smoke marijuana in the park and then come back and everything was going to be fine. Before they left, Pike pocketed a box cutter and a meat cleaver. When they reached the remote middle of the woods, Pike began accusing Slammer of trying to sleep with her boyfriend. When the other teen denied it, Pike allegedly kneed her in the face, kicking off half an hour. Now, this is not just a few minutes. This is a half an hour of taunting, beating, and cutting. Then stabbing. So Pike and Ship attacked Slammer while Peterson stood watch out. The teen assailants carved a pentagram. Now, from what I understand, to Daryl is the one that when she tried to run off, they took her clothes, her top part of her clothes, thinking that would keep her from running. And while her top was off, to Daryl carved a pentagram into her chest. And then Slammer was trying to get away again, so that's when Christa started stabbing her with the box cutter. She stabbed her over 300 times. The reason why I say over is because the coroner said he lost track of count after 300, but there was more. So over 300 times. So I'm going to show you. This is the school that they went to. This is the job corps. This is Colleen. This is to Daryl. And this is Shadola. This, of course, is Christa. And this is the little wooded area where they found her. So that's all three of them again in their mugshots. This is Colleen. She was a beautiful young girl, 19 years old. Way too young. Way too young. So they stabbed her 300 plus times, or Christa stabbed her 300 plus times. Christa also cut Colleen's throat 9 times. You know, of course, a box cutter is not going to cause real deep wounds. So the 300 plus stab wounds did not kill her, and she was still fighting for her life. So Christa cut her throat 9 times. And while gurgling and choking on her own blood, Christa picked up a piece of pavement that was broke and started beating Colleen in the head. She hit her in the head several times and fractured her skull. So this is one of a couple of pictures that are going to be that you might find disturbing. So if you have kids watching with you, I wouldn't let them see. So of course this is Christa smiling. She is very sadistic. But this right here is Colleen's skull. They actually brought it to the courthouse, and here is her skull when they found it. She beat her in the head with that asphalt until she was no longer breathing, and it took about 9 times, is what they said. After Christa finished beating her in the head and the face. She knocked out teeth, she broke her nose, broke many bones in her face and head. Hi, Facey Ace. Then Christa went on to dig around in Colleen's head until she found a piece of the skull that was broken. And she cleaned it off the best she could. She couldn't get all the blood off of it, though. Cleaned it off the best she could and then stuck it in her pocket where she carried it around. She wanted a trophy of what she had done. So when they went back to the dorm, they left her there. They went back to the dorm. And she had a best friend there that was not one of the two that was there. She went back to the dorm and she was talking to her best friend in her room. And she told her, she bragged about what she did. And she told her that the B word wouldn't die. And she was upset at the fact that it took so much to kill this girl. That's what upset her. She wasn't worried about anything else. She went on to tell her best friend, if you tell anyone, I'll kill you too. Then she winked at her and turned over and went to bed. The best friend said that she had trouble sleeping that night, but the best friend did not come forward. The best friend knew that they were taking her to the park and nothing good was going to come of it. She didn't tell anyone. She saw Colleen leaving with them. And then after Christa told her about the murder, she still did not tell anyone. It could have been fear because I'm sure at that point Christa looked sadistic and crazy, but it also could have been that she was protecting her. So when some people found Colleen, they thought it was a dead animal carcass because there was no signs of it looking like a human. Hi, Andre. And they found her, and it wasn't but maybe a day before they found out who did it, because they had all checked out at the same time, and that those three had checked back in, but Colleen did not. So this is Christa after she was arrested. She was still smiling. They all three were arrested, but Christa was the one who actually did the kill wounds that actually killed her, so that's who got charged. The other ones, I'll have to read those to you in just a second. But during Pike's trial, the prosecution was aided by evidence and Pike's confession. Pike was charged with first-degree murder on March 22nd, 1996, only after a few hours of deliberation. I mean, this jury did not need long to figure out that she's the one that actually did it and believe all the testimonies. Pike was found guilty on both counts on March, let's see, on March electrocution for the murder charge, and 25 years in prison for the conspiracy charge. That was Pike. Let's see. Shipp received a life sentence with the possibility of parole plus 25 years. Peterson, who had turned informant, so they got her testimony as well. Let's see. She received probation for pleading guilty for being an accessory after the fact. She was there. She was there when it happened. She looked out to make sure nobody was there to see them or stop them. I don't understand how she got that. Oh, well, we're not done, Wendy. We're not done. And believe me, somebody this sadistic, she's not going to get let out. So, following the guilty verdict, Pike canceled, then relaunched an appeal of her conviction in Tennessee State Court. In June of 2001, then again in June of 2002, against the advice of her lawyers, Pike asked the courts to drop her appeal and sought to be executed via electrocution. Criminal court judge Mary Leibowitz granted the request, and an execution date of August 19, 2002 was set. Pike soon thereafter changed her mind, and on July 8, 2002, defense lawyers filed a motion to allow the appeal process to continue. So she told them, I want to die for what I did. Then she changed her mind. Then she changed her mind again. Then she changed her mind again. So she wanted to die, she didn't want to die. She wanted to die, she didn't want to die. She was playing a game. Did I see Cody come in? Yes, I did. Hi, Cody. Hi, Laura. Hi, Dad. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. They're in the living room watching. So she filed all these appeals and was denied every single one of them. On August 2nd, 2002, a 3-judge state appeals court panel ruled that the proceedings should be continued and the execution was not carried out. So she didn't get killed again. In December 2008, Pike's latest request for a new trial was turned down, and she returned to death row. With this denial, Pike's allowed appeals under the rules and procedures of the state of Tennessee criminal justice system were exhausted. So she could not appeal anymore. So now she's going back to being executed. Well, while she is in prison, August 24, 2001, she attacked and attempted to strangle a fellow inmate, Patricia Jones, with a shoestring, and nearly succeeded in choking her to death. Jones had been serving life sentence for the 1995 murder of 84-year-old Alberta Coker. Now, Dad was talking to me this morning, and that's the lady that I didn't say nothing to Dad because I already knew about this, but my dad was watching the last meals deal or whatever, and that one of the ladies, that lady was on there. She's the one that killed that old woman. But Christa, the girl I'm talking about right now, she tried to kill the woman that killed the old woman. So Pike was convicted of attempted first-degree murder on August 12, 2004, although it is the position of the Tennessee Department of Corrections that Cornett assisted in the crime, so she had an accomplice. Their investigators concluded there was insufficient evidence to charge her with helping Pike attack Jones. So Pike took the whole brunt of the attack. So again, another attempted murder. In March 2012, it was revealed that Pike had made an escape plan involving correction officer Justin Heflin and a New Jersey man named Donald Cahoot. Though it was never been determined how exactly it began, Cahoot, who worked as a personal trainer and was then in his early 30s, entered into a letter writing correspondence with Pike around the beginning of 2011. By July of that year, Cahoot was making the close to 1,800 mile by car round trip from Flemington, New Jersey to Nashville, Tennessee to visit Pike in person. And he would visit days on end. And he was coming several times a month. Eventually, Cahoot communicated a plan for her escape to Pike and enlisted the help of Corrections Officer Heflin, who agreed to participate in return for cash and gifts. Because of security concerns, the Tennessee Department of Correction was not provided many details about the plan. However, the eventually unsealed indictment laid out a scenario where a prison key would be traced and then duplicated to make another one. Early in 2012, a prison personnel received information about the escape plot. This led to the attempted prison break being thwarted by a joint investigation involving the Tennessee Department of Corrections, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, and the New Jersey State Police. According to the TBI, the plan was not very far along when uncovered, and the jailbreak was not imminent. They made sure of that. Cahoot was arrested and charged with bribery and conspiracy to commit escape. Heflin was arrested and charged with bribery, official misconduct, and conspiracy to commit escape. Pike was not charged, and it was unclear to the investigators if she was actually a participant in the conspiracy, even though she was. I don't understand how they could charge the guy and the man that worked at the prison. Like, how can you charge the jailer and the guy and not her for that? Because, she had to have been involved in it. So on August 27th, 2020, Tennessee Attorney General Herbert Slattery's office requested the Tennessee Supreme Court to set an execution date for Pike. Due to the COVID-19 vaccine, or the pandemic, in Tennessee and various other factors, Pike's attorneys were granted extensions by the court, allowing them more time to argue as to why Pike should not be executed. The state did not oppose the extension. On June 7, 2021, Pike's attorneys filed a motion to oppose the execution date and request a certificate of communication. The motion was denied. So, Pike still has not been executed. I don't understand. She was convicted in 1995. This is 2024. She has still not been convicted. Now, I don't understand what the COVID-19 had to do with it. It's not like she was going to catch it. I'm sorry. I don't think that should have been an excuse. But if she is convicted, or if she is put to death, she will be the first woman in Tennessee in 200 years to receive the death penalty. And she's the only woman in Tennessee that's on death row. She has got some really good lawyers or something. I don't know what she has, but she's sick. Like, this is her coming into the courtroom. This is her sitting in the courtroom. And anytime anybody was around, she posed for pictures, and she's disgusting. So this is, that's the court. Okay, this is her in court. Now, this is her when she found out she was going to get the death penalty. Now she's crying. And I really honestly I don't even see a tear, honestly. And to me, she just looks evil. I'm sorry. I know when you're researching this stuff like that, you're not supposed to really have big opinions on people, but I can't do that. I'm human. Yes, she should have been long gone. This right here is also a letter that she sent to another guy she was talking to. Let me get the phone over here and see if y'all can see it. This is the ending part of it. I'm going to go for now. I really miss you. You better write me back, or we will have our first fight. Will not be rejected. I love you. Be good at it and be safe. You are mine and I am yours. Eternally, Christa. Then at the bottom it says, do you want to see a picture of the chick I'm infatuated with? Red hair. Let's see. Gray eyes. Nice body. Yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of that. Her name is Hayward. So she's talking and pen paling all these men that she's supposed to be in relationships with. And they found several letters to different men saying that they belong to her, And she had so many people sending her fan mail, like literal fan mail. Why somebody would send her fan mail, I don't know. But yeah, she was communicating with several guys. This is her when she tried to do the escape. When she's up a little bit older. She's 47 now. And this poor woman is Colleen's mom. And it was heartbreaking watching her story, watching her tell how she found out, having to listen to the court details about how her daughter died, and what all her daughter went through that night. Christa also wrote a letter to, which she only communicated with, she didn't communicate with the other girl at all. See, what was her name? I didn't, Shadola Peterson. She did not communicate with her at all, but she did write one letter to Daryl Ship. And that letter stated, "Can you believe what they're doing to me?" When they gave her sentence. Can you believe what they've done to me? I could not believe that. I could not believe that. She's a sick woman, and the coroner stated that he had never seen anything that disgusting, and he lost count at 300 stabbings. How is that even possible? And that poor girl, fought through all that. She really did. She fought for 30 minutes, trying to stay alive. And not at one time did any of them feel bad for her. Not at one time did any of them say, "Okay, she's had enough. Let's walk away." Not any time did Daryl or Shadola try to stop Christa. They all should have got the death penalty. Because whether it was Christa doing the stabbing, they were there watching. They should not have got, which Ship did get a lot longer than Shadola. But Shadola got, she got probation. How do you get probation when you're sitting there watching somebody die? I don't care if they got her testimony or not. She should have served time in jail. Agree, Debbie. They should have. They should have spent the rest of their life in jail. But honestly, what good is the death penalty if they get to live for another 20, 30, 40 years in jail? They still got 3 hots and a cot. They have a place to sleep. They have a place to get online. They have books that they can read. They have 3 meals a day. And they just get to live. I honestly believe if you get the death penalty, and I know there have been some people that's been put to death or have gotten life that didn't do the crime, but if they are completely convinced there's no shadow of a doubt, anything, they should put them to death right away. Like back in the old West. Let's go back to the old days. When you got tried, you got hung right there in front of the courthouse. Sometimes you got tried out there by the rope. So I think we should go back to that. I don't think we should, as taxpayers, should have to pay for them to continue living after they killed somebody. Oh, she didn't deny it, Joanne. She did not deny killing her, and she told them that she was not going to take her man. She never denied killing her. When they found her, she had a piece of Colleen's skull in her jacket pocket. She was carrying it around with her as a trophy. Oh, Joanne, yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I'm sure she knew she was not going to make it out of there, but she dang sure gave it her best to fight. Hello, Skeeter. What cost a single tree knock in the middle of the forest? What causes a single tree knock in the middle of the forest? A lot of things could cause that. A branch falling or wind blowing. I know you definitely want me to say Bigfoot, but I would definitely have to hear the knocks. Usually it's several knocks if it's a woolly booger. Yepers, I agree, because us taxpayers are paying for all the. Exactly. Exactly. There's no reason why we should. But if you do want to hear some good tree knocks in the woods, y'all need to check out my sister Cheryl with Courage. She got some really amazing evidence on one of her videos, and yesterday was her birthday, so make sure y'all go over and check her channel out. Cheryl with Courage. So, do any of y'all have any questions about this? Or, normally we're going to try to do these in videos, but I did it in the live stream this time. So, I did stutter my words a little bit, but I can't edit that out because it's a live stream. But I did try to stick with the story as much as I could. Also, one of the detectives that was working the case, said he reminded her of Hannibal Lecter because Hannibal Lecter was very smart, very conniving, but also very sadistic. Like, I can just look at this picture that's showing right now, and she just, her eyes, there's something in her eyes that just makes her look pure evil. Now, the only reason why I've been researching a lot of different people for this show, for the, not for the Coffee and Conversations with the Curious, but for the our true crime show. And it's called, our true crime show is going to be called Suspect. And I have like 6 or 7 cases that I've already got printed out, highlighted. I've already researched them, but because of the premiere of the She Devil and the other show, what was it called? Mean Girl Murders, is why I seen it. And when I was watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is sick. And so I figured, I really didn't have much to talk about today. So I was like, well, let's talk about this today because I need to discuss this because this lady's gross. Yeah, Cheryl's birthday was yesterday. And I was so busy yesterday. I was supposed to do the live stream yesterday morning, but we had an appointment. And then I had to babysit for a little bit afterwards over at Layne's house. So I decided to do it this morning because tonight I'm not going to be going live because we have something we have to do tonight, and I don't think we're going to be back in time. So I'm not going to go live tonight. I will try to go live sometime this weekend, maybe. And so if y'all want to, please comment below some stuff that y'all want to discuss on these conversations with the curious. I think next week we're going to be discussing about why things are haunted, but I also don't know if y'all want to like do more of this stuff on here too. What they need to do is give the family of the victims 10 minutes in a locked room with the perps, give them some real closure. I agree with that too. I wouldn't be mad about that. I would not. I honestly think that they need to be like, if they kill somebody, they need to be killed the same way they kill somebody. Um, and I've always felt that way. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And honestly, if they would start doing that, start like taking these people straight from the courtroom, straight to and they should bring back the electric chair too, straight to that chair, instead of letting them live for 20, 30 years on death row. If they would just take them straight from the courtroom, if they get the death penalty straight from the courtroom, straight to that room where they're going to die, I think crime would be less. I honestly think if they had stricter policies and stricter punishments, that there would be a lot less crime. But these people have it made. Stuff is expensive nowadays. Groceries are expensive. Rent is expensive. Why not go out and commit a crime? And if you do get caught, oh well, you've got it made. You've got 3 meals a day. You've got TV. You've got a bed. You've got, granted, Most of the people that are in jail, they're probably fighting people in the streets anyway, so being in jail wouldn't be nothing new. But I just, yeah, an eye for an eye. Honestly, it should go back to that, and I think there'd be less crime. I may not be the best person to be doing the true crime stuff, because I'm going to be like, kill them all. But I do know that there are some people that have been accused that aren't, because I did research a case the other day, and I don't think the guy did it. I honestly don't think the guy did it. But yeah, I get really in depth. When I research these stories, I go into hours and hours of watching videos, reading anything and everything I can think of. And then you have to narrow it down to where you have an hour-long show. So this one was pretty easy to narrow down because it only went on within that year. They found her pretty quick and found out who did it pretty quick. So yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. But what she did was sadistic, and they were Satanists. They did belong to a cult there at the school, but that school has since been closed down, so it's no longer in Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's see. All right, does everybody smash that like button? They should have a short period of time to prove they are innocent and then carry out the death penalty. Agree. Agree. The only problem I think they have with that is because they are able to do an appeal, and I think they have up to 3 appeals. It's either 2 or 3, I can't remember. But they are able to do an appeal and all that. So you should check out Robert Pickton. He was just recently killed in prison. I'll check that out, Debbie. Exactly. Because I believe she would have been. I mean, she even tried to kill somebody in prison. She probably looked at her the wrong way. And granted, that woman was another piece of dirt, but, still. Your sister lives in Knoxville, Melissa. I wonder if she knows about that place because it was just recently closed, like maybe, I think maybe like 10 years ago. But I couldn't believe, like, she wasn't even trying to hide it. She went back to the school and was telling people about it and telling them that the B word wouldn't die. It was the Job Corp. Uh, Wait, is this my roommate from? Oh no, I hope not. I hope not, Adam. But if you're just now coming in and you missed the story of this crazy woman, then you, I'll show you the younger pictures of her, Adam. I hope this would not be your uh, roommate. If y'all missed the story, make sure you go back and listen because this girl was crazy. But definitely keep Colleen in your prayer or her family, like her mama. Listening to her mama talk was just heartbreaking. Nah, Adam, this be too dumb for college. Melissa. How are you this morning, Adam? I know it's early for you because you work nights. What are you doing up? Or are you just now going to bed? But yeah, there's so many interesting cases that we've been working on, and we've got the first one that me and Cody are going to be doing is actually a serial killer that was around here, but he plays a part into another investigation that we've done here on our channel as far as like a paranormal investigation. It ties to that as well. So it's crazy. It's crazy how some cases kind of mix together and people, you find out that, just like Dad was telling me about that, the woman that um, killed that old woman, beat her to death, and then this girl, Christa, was the one that tried to kill her in prison. And when Dad was talking to me about that, I was like, how? It's like, ESP or something. I don't know how he knew I was going to be talking about that woman. Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun, Melissa. I think between me and Cody's banner between each other, and um, we don't always agree on things. Even though we're a perfect couple, we sometimes don't agree on things. So it could get interesting. Um, and by no means are we a perfect couple. I did not mean that, but yeah. But I love looking into this stuff, and I just get so into it. Like I go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and it's crazy. I think the longest research deal I did though was on Led Zeppelin. Uh, I went into a huge rabbit hole with Led Zeppelin and their satanic worship and stuff like that. But yeah, we love true crime. We love listening to true crime stories and stuff, and we discuss them. And I was like, well, if we can do this, just sitting here chatting with each other, let's just start filming it. Um, because we do get into some good conversations with it. But I think we're gonna do those as videos and then just premiere them so we can chat with y'all in the chat, the live chat. Because if I worry about people coming in and me not saying hi to them and stuff, and I really don't want to interrupt because then sometimes I get off track. So I don't think many of them's gonna be live, but I still will probably do some on here if y'all like doing this in the morning time. Maybe I could just find some of the smaller cases that we could read and then discuss. Um, and doesn't have to be just about true crime. It could be cases, involving like uh, alien abductions or Bigfoot sightings or a haunting that happened. And if y'all have any people that y'all would like me to go into depth with or investigate, just send me the names and I'll look for them. Hi, Betty. How are you, my bratty? Fire in the Sky was a good movie. I also believe that actually happened. So, uh, again, I want to thank everybody for your prayers. Keep them coming. We definitely need them. We have been getting nothing but bad news the last several days. So, hopefully, good news is on the horizon, and you better not be eating a Twinkie, Batrican. Um, but yeah, I, yeah, we need some good news coming. So keep us in your prayers and lots of them if you can. We do still have the GoFundMe going up. I did raise the um, amount on it only because Cody was denied um, assistance for the rehab and the wound care. So um, we're going to have to be raising a lot more money. I did put in applications at places, so hopefully I hear something back very soon. So there's my happy birthday, Cheryl. Uh, so definitely continue to keep everybody that I mentioned on the prayer list in your prayers. And Batrican isn't eating a Twinkie. He's eating 3 Twinkies. You're not a doctor. A doctor of sarcasm. The only doctor I could see you being is like a podiatrist or something, like a foot doctor. Only because you're down at that level and you can just look at their feet while you're down there and you have a problem. Oh, that was a good one. But anyway, Thugger names. I'm a Dr. Thugger name. Oh my. Dr. Bratty. Patrick has his first spine surgery July 2nd. All right. I've got y'all on the prayer list already, Melissa and Patrick, for both of you. But y'all definitely keep Patrick in your prayers for his surgery coming up. I've got to go in for my MRI on my head and sinus cavities at the end of this month. Yes, you did, Batty. Love you bunches. Have a good day. But we still have a lot of people that are on the prayer list. And I'm going to start posting the prayer list in the What the Paranormal group on Facebook. And if y'all will, please share it. I've also got the prayer request group on Facebook. Now that I've got it cleaned up from all the trolls, it's back up and running. So y'all go put your prayer requests in that. We'll make sure that they get on the live streams. But I may do a couple of mornings. I don't know yet. I may do like a Monday and a Wednesday morning or something. I don't know yet. One being something like this, and another one just being chatting or whatever. Just to kind of get my time back up there a little bit. So if y'all are interested in that, let me know in the comments. Make sure you leave a comment after this. That way YouTube knows people were interested in it and they'll share it out a little more. And make sure you've hit that like button and shared it out for me if you will. But with that being said, I think we are going to get off here for today. Be looking for this weekend. I may try to go live. I'm not going to promise anything. With everything we got going on right now, it's kind of up in the air when I can. I know Wednesday mornings, I'm going to try to definitely keep it on Wednesday morning instead of Thursday. But since I'm not going live tonight, I went ahead and did it this morning. You need to go make breakfast now that you had your coffee, Joanne. All right, guys, we love y'all. Y'all mean the world to us. We hope you know that, and we will see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.